The Online Entrepreneur Motivation Series, discussing ideas, strategies, and mindsets to help online entrepreneurs become more successful. And today's presentation is about one of the most important topics any of us can learn, and that is self-confidence. Not just self-confidence when it comes to operating your business, but self-confidence in general in your life. If you can become more confident, you can have a happier life. And I think you already know this at a gut level. But have you ever actually sat down and asked yourself what confidence actually means? You see a lot of people looking at a certain confident person and maybe even admiring them from afar, saying, wow, look at his or her confidence. But they never actually sit down and think, what does confidence mean? Well, let's talk about it. Confidence it's a state of mind. It's the way you see the world, and your perceptions will actually shape how you feel about the world. But it's not just a state of mind, it's also a physical state. It's something we can describe physically, a sensation that we feel in our body. And the thing is, confidence is absolutely required if you want to come up with the right ideas to succeed, if you want to make intelligent plans for success in your life and in your business, and most importantly, if you want to be able to follow through on the action that is required to succeed. I mean, think about it. If you approach a problem, let's say you're just starting a business right now, or hey, maybe you've already been in business for a few years and something happens. There's some kind of problem that you need to deal with, and you approach that problem from a position of lack of confidence or fear. Are you going to have access to the same ideas, or are you going to come up with approaches that will be the same as if you were feeling very confident or very powerful or fearless about the situation? And of course, you know the answer is no. If you're feeling unconfident, if you're feeling weary or fearful of the situation, of the problem, and there's even an ounce of doubt in your mind that you're going to be able to handle this, you will simply not have access to ideas or trains of thought that will help you get out of this problem as effectively as if you were to approach the problem with forced confidence, with a high degree of self-reliance and fearlessness. So the thing is, we need to work on our ability to get into a confident state of mind, but also into a confident physical state so that we literally feel like we can take on any problem that comes in our way. Now, if we can do that, if we can get our mindset to a place where we suddenly begin to feel like, hey, you know what? I can handle this. I can think rationally about this problem and think back to other times in my life where I was also faced with some big stuff in the past. And you know what? I got through it. So you can start building that up. And when you start developing a higher level of confidence and you're looking at a problem, now you can go to part B there and start making intelligent plans for success. Because you're starting to feel better about the problem. Your plans will start to look better. And then as the plans look better, you start looking at the actions required to make that plan come to fruition, and you're able to actually follow through on the action because you're feeling better about yourself and your ability to take on whatever this problem may be. And sometimes, let's face it, sometimes there are going to be huge problems that we have to deal with in business. And a lot of the times, these problems may force us to confront somebody, to get into a fearful situation or something that makes us feel bad or something where we just want to run away scared. But because we force ourselves to go through that, we can dedicate new levels of confidence and we can actually acquire confidence that we can build moving forward. So here's the thing you must remember and must always carry with you and know at a gut level is you can build confidence. And here's the problem, is there are some myths, really pervasive myths that hurt a lot of people. And one of the myths is that they look at other people who are more confident than them, and they'll say things like, or they even just think to themselves, wow, that person is so lucky. Look how confident they are. Because they believe that this other myth is true, that confidence comes naturally. And that may be true to a degree, but it's certainly not entirely true. Confidence can be developed, and until you accept that, until you realize that, you'll never be able to actually develop your own confidence. And if you're honest with yourself right now and you look at areas in your life that are lacking, you can very likely tie that back to a lack of confidence in some area of your life, in some mindset that you're constantly bringing up where you have a lack of confidence. So here's the thing. You have confidence. Even if you're the type of person where you think you're lacking, you have confidence. It just may not be confidence where you want it, right? Think about things that you're already proficient at. Walking, running, driving. I just put those examples up here on the slide as simple examples. But there was a time in your life where you were not good at those things, assuming you do those things. And assuming you do these things, think back to when you were younger and you couldn't do them proficiently. You were not confident. And luckily for us at the time, when we were learning things like walking, we were a little bit more fearless back then, and we just kept doing it till we got proficient at it. But driving is a little bit better of an example because we do that when we're a little bit older. We start off driving, especially if you want to learn manual transmission or versus automatic. You can have a very, very low level of confidence because there's so much going on. But as you practice it, as you develop proficiency for this, your confidence for that thing grows. And so just looking at that process, the way we as humans interact with new things in our lives and the way we develop our proficiency, the proficiency leads to confidence. So that's all you need to realize here is your lack of confidence is for just one reason. You have not worked on developing your confidence in that area. So maybe you lack confidence in confronting people that are giving you a problem. Maybe you lack confidence in selling. You know you're good at what you do. The service you provide or the products you create are very valuable. You know that you can help your customers, but when it comes time to close the deal, you freeze because you lack the confidence. Now you can remind yourself that I just have not developed my confidence in selling. It doesn't mean I will never be a confident salesperson. It just means I have not developed it yet. And that is sometimes all you need to realize to begin your journey towards a higher level of confidence in whatever area you're currently deficient at. So let's look at the confidence formula. First of all, you need to do a reality check. And you have to focus on different areas of your life right now where you may be lacking in confidence. And ask the truthful question, where are you? So say this to yourself, where am I confidence-wise? And where do I lack it? So if in selling, maybe you're decent at maybe your confidence is decent when it comes to writing down the reasons why your products are good. But when it comes to having a conversation with somebody about why your products are good and why they should buy it, that's where your confidence lacks. Make sure you understand at a detailed level the exact implications of your confidence and exactly where it's at. And then, in the areas where you are confident, so let's say you can do a pretty good job of writing out all the features and benefits and all the reasons why your product is good. You can write that down with no problem. Well, inflate that. Really build it up in your mind and kind of congratulate yourself for being that confident, for having the awareness that you are that good, and realize that I do have confidence when it comes to writing down the features and benefits of my service. From there, you need to find the implications of the lack of confidence in detail. So yes, I'm good at writing it, but I'm not good at speaking these features and benefits. I'm not good at discussing why somebody should buy this. I can't close a deal in person. And list all of the implications. Well, what is happening as a result of you not being able to do this? Well, let's say most of your deals come in through face-to-face selling. Well, the implications of that are you're not making very much money. You're not able to sell as much of what you should be selling in order to be successful in business. Maybe it's causing you to do less work. Maybe it's causing you to shy away from finding new prospects because you dread the idea of actually finding somebody who's interested in buying from you. And so list out each and every implication of you not being confident in that particular area of your life. Next, you need to go and find somebody who is really, really good at what you want to go to be good at. And in that example, there are no shortage of people in this world who are very good and confident at selling face-to-face. There are people who can sell from a stage or a platform. There are people who can go into a boardroom full of executives and close the place down and get them to buy everything in their arsenal. There are amazing salespeople out there, and you need to develop relationships or at least study people who are already good at that so you can start seeing what it is that gives them confidence and what they do to be so good at that. And then create a plan. So my confidence is lacking. I want to get to a higher level of confidence. What is my plan to begin building proficiency so that I can become more confident? More confident tomorrow, even more confident next week, even more confident next month. And then by a year from now, I may have totally obliterated all of my lack of confidence in this area, and I may be the best face-to-face salesperson you have ever seen. But it all comes down to this confidence formula, doing a reality check of where you're at, inflating the confidence you already have to prove to yourself that you have it, finding the implications of not developing the confidence so you can get mad at yourself, then finding role models who already do a good job at it so you can study them and create a plan to be more like them in your own unique way. So now let's talk about a couple of exercises you can work on now that will help you to develop your confidence now and over time. First, log your victories. This is incredibly powerful. I want you to begin today and every day moving forward to build an evolving list of successes and wins and victories, whatever you want to call it, that you can review on an ongoing basis. This is done really well with something like Evernote, or you can even do it in a notepad with pen and paper. The key is that you do it. And every time something happens, whether it's something really, really small, like a small testimonial email that you receive from a customer, or it could be a huge, like a reward you receive, log that victory, write about it, describe it in as much detail as possible so that you can go back and when your confidence is low in the future, you can read this growing log and build that confidence back up in an instant. Then, go and do a reality check. And what I mean is do a full inventory on where you are and where you are not confident as it stands today. And be completely honest with yourself. You'll see areas where you have an abundance of confidence and you feel really great about yourself, but you'll also see the opposite, areas where you need to work on your confidence, you need to develop it and improve it. But based on everything we've talked about here today, you can start taking action on that and moving them from one column over to the other. But until you log it all, until you have a full inventory, you can't really do this effectively. So do your reality check as well as your logging of victories, and you'll be well on your way to be a much more confident person.